Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Math is Fun channel. This channel is an educational channel to help you understand your lessons in mathematics. This channel is also intended to those who are doing the online classes out there, hello, and also those who are answering their modules. This is very helpful for you to develop your concepts in mathematics. So please do share this one to your friends so that you can help them improve their performance in mathematics. Is a very nice and very great advocacy in life. Okay, so now we will proceed right away to our video discussions. Are the topics that we have in this video discussion. So I will be sharing the screen here. We are already in the world of measurement. Last video discussion that we had, we talked about the history of measurement. This time we will continue to talk about measurement, or from the early measurement history to metric system. So I hope you will be guided with our discussion for today. Okay, so please do not forget to subscribe my channel. So now, how do I do this one for a while? Okay, this one. So early measurement history to metric system. This is our main topic for this video discussion. So what do the following terms mean? The cubit. Have you heard of it? Cubit, the fathom rather, the handspan, the pace, the foot, the girth, the palm. Have you encountered these words before? Some of you have encountered some of the terms here presented on the screen, but there are also some of the terms here are not yet encountered. Or maybe I am the only one who haven't encountered this one or some of these terms. Perhaps some of you. Okay, so let's try to define those terms as part of the introduction rather of our discussions in the history of measurement. So the cubit, let's start with the cubit. What is the what is cubit? The cubit was the measurement used by the Egyptians to build the pyramids. Amazing, isn't it? If you are fanatic about reading the Bible, it was there in the even in the history about the cubit, about the use of cubit. Yes, it is really true that cubit was used, or this is the common measurement in or used in during the Egyptians, or in the civilizations of Egypt, during their civilization rather, to build a pyramid. Okay, so the cubit is the measure from your elbow to the tip of your middle finger. So from here, from the tip of from your elbow to the tip of your middle finger when your arms is extended. So that's the measurement, or that's how we represent a cubit using our body part from your elbow to the tip of your middle finger. Again, this kind of measurement was used by the Egyptians to build the pyramids, as you can see there. Next is the fathom. So fathom was used by seamen to measure the depth of water so that the boats would not run aground and be stranded. So this is how we describe a fathom, which is used in measurement, used by seamen to measure the depth of the water. Okay? So the fathom is the measure from fingertip. You can just imagine, you can just illustrate it using your body parts. You can just follow the equivalent, or how we define fathom using our body parts. The fathom is the measure from the fingertip to the fingertip to fingertip when your arms are stretched sideways as far as they will go. You sometimes see a rope or fabric measured in this way. So again, the fathom is the measure from fingertip to fingertip when your arms are stretched sideways as far as they will go. You sometimes see a rope or a fabric measured in this way, as you can see in the picture. That's how you can use the fathom in measuring things. So next, the handspan. We are familiar about this one. The handspan was used to measure the height of horses. So people still describe horses as being so many hands high. Okay? And in to illustrate, we can have or we can illustrate a handspan using our body parts, of course. The handspan is the measure from the tip of your pinky to the tip of your thumb when your hand is stretched out. So this is how we define the handspan used in measurement. Another thing also that I mentioned a while ago, the terms related to measurement, the pace. These are the non-standard. Again, I am talking about the non-standard way of measurement. The pace. The pace is the term was used by the Roman army to judge speed. Oh, amazing. I've just heard this one just now. Okay, I hope you will you can describe what's the meaning of the pace. So the pace, again, this term was used by the Roman army to judge speed. The term is still used frequently during various types of foot races. So the pace is the measure of distance from one step to another. Please take down note of that so that you will be able to remember this term. And of course, the foot, very common to us until now, from the non-standard way of measurement, it becomes now a standard or part of the standard way of measurement. So a measurement equal to the length of an individual's foot. So it's the foot. So King Henry the First standardized this measurement because his foot was 12 inches long. So funny, right? So King Henry the First standardized this measurement because his foot was 12 inches long. Yeah, but we are now using it and in our current days. So the next is the girth. Girth was a measurement often used to measure fishing line. So as you can see, the girth was the measurement around one's stomach, your belt measure. That is the equivalent measurement of a girth. So I hope you'll be able to grasp its concept. Next is the palm. The palm is the width of your four fingers where when they are placed together. Okay, so that is a palm. So as you can see its use, you can describe it based on the screen that presented or picture that posted on the screen. So I hope you are guided. So some folks found measuring in this fashion to be quite challenging. By the 18th century, don't you know, during the 18th century, dozens of different units of measurement were commonly used throughout the world. So each countries in the world before during the ancient times or during the 18th century, they used dozens of different units. Maybe that's the reason they have they lack of common standards led to a lot of confusion in trade between countries. So what happened next? At the end of the century, the French government sought to solve this problem. So that's why they decided to have a standard unit of measurement because they encountered a lot of confusions because they used different units of measurement during the 18th century. That's why the French government sought to solve this problem. How? In 1790, the French National Assembly commissioned the Academy of Science to design a simple decimal-based system of units. So, the system they devised is known as the metric system. So, it was the French people who introduced the metric system in the world. So you can see in 1790, the French National Assembly designed a simple decimal-based system of units. They called it rather metric system. So in 1960, the metric system was officially named the System International de Units, or SI for short, and is now used in nearly every country in the world except the United States. So if you ask me why the United States is not using this type of measurement? I haven't researched it yet. Maybe next in the next video discussion I can share it why. But you can search in Google. Okay, so the meter was originally calculated as 110 millionth of the distance from the North Pole to the equator through Paris, but it is now defined in terms of wavelength. But you say we don't use the metric system here in the US, as I mentioned a while ago. Our distances are measured in miles, our paper in inches, our milk in gallons. So why? And is this right? Okay, let's see. Now we stop and debate. Okay, let's have a post debate. Probably you can just do it by yourself there since we are doing this one or using a video discussion. To finish our discussion, we'll just focus on the discussion. But if you want to post a debate, then you can stop in here and then continue to think about it. So, okay, so since we have several systems of measurement in place, we need to learn when to use which measurement and how to convert between all of them. So why it is so important? CNN News headline, the NASA human error caused loss of Mars orbiter November 10, 1999. Washington AP failed to convert English measures to metric values caused the loss of the Mars climate orbiter, a spacecraft that smashed into the planet instead of reaching a safe orbit, a NASA investigation concluded Wednesday. So the Mars Climate Orbiter, a key craft in the space agency's exploration of the red planet, vanished after a rocket firing September 23 that was supposed to put the spacecraft on orbit around Mars. So with that, the seven fundamental SI units or less system international or SI was introduced. So here are the some of the physical quantities that I mentioned that is presented there or projected on the screen. For the physical quantities, we have the mass, length, time, temperature, electric current, amount of substance, and luminous intensity. So let's try to name and also to name its SI units of these physical quantities that I just mentioned. And let's also learn its abbreviation. Let's start with the mass. As you can see, mass, I will highlight. So a mass, it of course its SI unit is a kilogram, and a kilogram is abbreviated with kg, small letter kg. Next is for the length, we have the meter as its base unit, or the SI units rather, for length, meter, and its abbreviation is M. For time, we have second, and of course abbreviated by small letter S. Temperature, of course, it's in Kelvin. The SI unit is Kelvin. And of course, it is abbreviated by the capital K, degrees Kelvin. So electric current, for electric current, we have the ampere, abbreviated by capital A. And of course, amount of substance, we have mole. So MOL is its abbreviation. Luminous intensity, we have it here, candela, then it is abbreviated by CD. So these are some quantities or the seven fundamental quantities. What I mean is the seven fundamental SI units or less system international or the SI units. So I hope you'll be able to grasp and memorize and remember these physical quantities and also their SI units so that you will be able to answer, of course, to communicate with them in the future. So we have now the SI prefixes common to chemistry. We have the kilo. For kilo, for kilo, as you can see there, we have its, of course, K, abbreviation. And its exponent value is 10 to the power of 3, which is 1,000. So that is the equivalent value for the prefix kilo. For the deci, we have D, and then 10 to the power of -1 in exponent form, which is the value that serves for deci. For centi, we have, of course, C, and then 10 to the power of -2. For milli, we have M, and then 10 to the power of -3. And for micro, we have the mu, and then which is which has an equivalent value of 10 to the power of negative 6. So I hope you'll be able to remember this one, because in conversion, this is very helpful to identify the how many or the equivalent values for the prefixes that we have for kilo, deci, centi, milli, and micro. There are a lot of these in the next presentation. So we have it here, the metric to English, some values that we can use in conversion from metric to English. So I want you to memorize the values. For distance, let's start with the distance. For the distance, 1 inch is equivalent to 2.54 centimeters. For 1 foot, we have 0.3 meters. And for 1 yard, we have 0.9 meters. For 1 mile, we have 1.6 kilometers. And for the volume, okay, for the volume, sorry, 1 teaspoon is equivalent to 4.9 milliliters. 1 cup is equivalent to 237 milliliters. 1 pint is equivalent to 473 milliliters. 1 quart is equivalent to zero point 0.9 liters. For 1 gallon, it is equivalent to 3.79 liters. And of course, for the weight, 1 ounce is equivalent to 28.4 grams. 1 pound is equivalent to 0.5 kilograms. And 1 pound, or you can say 1 pound is equivalent to 500 grams. So it's up to you which one that you can add, you can use, or very helpful for you when it comes to conversion of units. It depends upon the situation or the given. Okay, so now let's proceed. Here is the something very helpful for us to convert metric to metric. So to convert a smaller unit, of course, you have it there. It is illustrated there for kilo units, hecto, deca, the basic unit. Namely, we have grams, liter, meter. These are examples for the basic unit of measurement. Deci, centi, and milli. Of course, when you try to convert to a smaller unit, move decimal point to the right or multiply them. Okay? And if you want to convert larger unit, or a larger unit rather, move decimal point to the left or divide. So do not forget to convert to smaller unit, move decimal to the right or multiply them. And if you try to convert a larger or to a larger unit, then you move decimal point to the left or you divide it. I hope you will be able to grasp its instruction. So let's have an example so that you will be able to appreciate the process. So please don't forget, conversions in the metric systems are merely a matter of moving a decimal point. That's why it's very easy for us to convert metric to metric. The base units means that you have a quantity like grams, meters, liters, or etc. without a prefix, as I mentioned a while ago. So I hope you'll be able to put it in your mind. So we can use a number line in converting metric to metric. Let's try to have it a conversion of 18 liters to milliliters. So convert it. Example number 1. Okay, for 18 liters, we all know that liter is our what? Base unit. So since we are trying to convert it to milli, have you found the milli? Yes, very good. It is on the right side of the screen or facing the screen. So you can move what? 1, 2, 3. So 18 liters going to the left because we are trying to convert it into milli. So 3 steps. So that gives us 18 liters is equal to, of course, you move 3 times, so you add 3 zeros. So our answer now, or if we convert 18 liters to milliliters, our answer is equal to 18,000 milliliters. So I hope you can follow. Let's have another example. 450 milligrams to grams. So try to locate where is 450 milligrams. So we locate it, and then we try to, since we are trying to convert it into grams, we will now try to look at the distance. How many steps can we move in the number line going to the grams? 1, 2, 3. Very good. There are 3 steps going to the left. in converting milligrams to grams. So now our answer will be, we will stop there. And of course, the decimal, there is a decimal after. So we have 0.450 grams. So that's how you do it. So next, let's try to convert 20 kilograms to milligrams. So as you can see there, 20, from 20 kilograms to milligrams, you have how many steps? Very good. 6 steps going to milligrams. So that is equivalent to 20 million milligrams. So you will just add 6 zeros. Okay? So I hope you'll be able to grasp its concept, and that ends our discussion about some early measurement history to metric system. It's easy to convert metric to metric, right? Do not forget with the values that I shared a while ago, equivalent values or tables used in converting metric to English units of measurement. So I hope you'll be able to grasp its concept, and do not forget to subscribe my channel, and please share this channel or video discussion to your friends out there, especially those who are answering the grade 7 second quarter. This is very helpful for them to answer and to enlighten their minds about this topic. So always remember the essence of mathematics, not to make simple things complicated, but to make complicated things simple. That's all for this video discussion. Have a great day, everyone.